Assalamualaikum students. In the first chapter of the chemistry of the class 9, this is the second lecture in which we study about the branches and the basic definitions. We already discussed about the first 5 branches of the chemistry, and we discussed about the sixth branch, that is the nuclear chemistry. And now the word is what is the nuclear chemistry? As the name indicates, nuclear, the word nuclear is derived from the nucleus of an atom. Nuclear chemistry is a branch of chemistry that deals with the radioactivity, nuclear processes, and the properties. In this branch, we study the emissions of the radiation, absorption of radiation, and by the emission and absorption of radiation, what changes takes place in an atom, which properties shown by the atom, and what is the effect of these radiation on the human cells. And we study the effect of the X-rays, as you familiar with the word X-ray, and what is the application of the nuclear chemistry in our life. Medical treatment, radiotherapy in the case of the cancerous patient, preservation of food को महफूज करने के लिए, and the generation of the electrical power through the nuclear reactor. Nuclear reactor is a type of a chamber in which the nuclear reaction takes place and by which we generate the electricity. Just we introduce and we learn this term, and next the term is that the environmental chemistry, as the name indicate, environment, mahal, and we also understand the meaning of the chemistry in our previous lecture. And in the environmental chemistry, we study about the components of the environment and the effect of the human activities on the environment. And we also study about the component of the environment in the previous classes, that are the two, and the one is the biotic and the other is the abiotic. Biotic means living components, that is the human beings, plants, animals, and the non-living abiotic and the non-living thing components, that is the air, water, text, soil, like that. Environmental chemistry, other branches of the is related with the other branches of the chemistry, and which branches, and that is the geology, study of the earth, ecology, soil, and the water, and the ecology, study of the relationship of the components of the environment and the human activities. And what is the importance of the environmental chemistry? What is the physical significance of the environmental chemistry? Environmental chemistry is very necessary for the improvement and the protection against the pollution. If we know about the components of the environment, we able to know which activity increase the pollution and which activities of ourselves can decrease this pollution. So we should familiar by this. The next one is the analytical chemistry. Analytical chemistry is the branch of chemistry in which we study the two main things. One is the separation and the other is the analysis. And first of all, we study about the separation. Separation firstly की जाती है, and then we move towards the analysis. And the again analysis में two things आती हैं. First is the qualitative and the other is the quantitative analysis. As the name indicates, the quality means खूबी. Fifth, qualitative analysis provides the identity of a substance. Identity means composition बताएगा. For example, we have a sample, we don't know which is thing present in this. If we do the qualitative analysis, it tells us about the components, and the components tells us about the exact composition, and we identify it. And after the qualitative analysis, we do the quantitative analysis. Quantitative analysis tells us about the amount. For example, हमारे पास एक सैम्पल है, हम ब्लड एनालिसिस करवाते हैं. सबसे पहले अगर किसी को हेपेटाइटिस का या कोई भी ब्लड सैंपल करवाना हो तो हम पहले आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं कि नेगेटिव होगा या पॉजिटिव होगा एसीवी हेपेटाइटिस के वायरस। तो पहले नेगेटिव आता है या पॉजिटिव। अगर नेगेटिव हो तो वो पर्सन को हेपेटाइटिस है ही नहीं। अगर पॉजिटिव है तो इट मीन्स हमने आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया है। अब हमने उसकी फर्दर एनालिसिस करनी है। तो ये सब जो स्टडी किया जाता है वो एनालिटिकल केमिस्ट्री में स्टडी किया जाता है। द नेक्स्ट वर्ड इज़ द स्कोप। The analytical chemistry has a scope in the food, water, environmental and the clinical analysis. And we also give the example of the clinical analysis, the blood analysis. And the next is the basic definition. We also discuss it in the previous lecture. Matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. It means there's so many examples around us, or the examples of the matter. And the next is the substance. Any chemical substance in the pure form is termed as a substance. For example, we have the wheat flour, only wheat flour, no impurities and कोई मिलावट नहीं, तो हम उसे क्या कहेंगे? सब्सटेंस। लेकिन अगर आपके पास बेसिन है और आपने उसके अंदर मैदा मिक्स कर दिया है तो वो प्योर नहीं रहेगा, तो वो हम उसे कहेंगे कि वो मिक्सचर है, इम्प्योर फॉर्म ऑफ द मैटर है। इट मीन्स अगर कोई सब्सटेंस प्योर फॉर्म में है तो वो क्या है? अगर कोई मैटर प्योर फॉर्म में है तो वो है सब्सटेंस, अगर कोई मैटर इम्प्योर फॉर्म में है तो वो है मिक्सचर। नाउ we also said that every substance has a fixed composition and the specific properties. We also studied in the next lecture under the topic compound, and the mixtures may be homogeneous and the heterogeneous. As the name shows that homo means same and the hetero means different. It means mixtures are of the two types. Homogeneous, similar or a same appearance. For example, you add the milk in the water. Milk is also a mixture, but you do not able to see the fat and the protein separately. We see only a one layer, so we say that the milk is a homogeneous mixture. But when we add the oil in the water, we see the two separate layers, oil upper layer and the water has the lower layer. It means we able to see the two separate layers, so it means a heterogeneous mixture, two different layers. The next one is the physical properties. The properties that are associated with the physical state of the substance we also discussed in the previous lectures, like the color, smell, taste, hardness and the shape of crystal. Hardness, सख्तपन, नरम है, soft है. Color, smell and the taste, I also already give the example of the water. Solubility, हल पजीरी, melting point and boiling point. If we know that when the ice is freezed, when the water is freezed, it converts into the ice, solid form. When it is in the liquid form, we drink it. Its physical state is liquid. When we heat the water, it converts into the steam, vapors. Its physical state is the gas. But in the gas, liquid and ice form, solid state, its composition remains same, but its physical state is changed. So it is the physical properties. We have so many examples of the physical property, and it's your assignment. You give me at least 5 examples of the physical properties. And the next one is the chemical properties. Chemical properties depend upon the composition of the substance. I also discussed it in the previous lecture. Chemical composition depends upon the composition and the new substance of the form. And I also give the examples that when we pass the electric current to the water, it changes into the hydrogen and oxygen gas. So its composition is changed. So it is a chemical reaction. If we add the one oxygen in the carbon monoxide, it changes into the carbon dioxide. If we add a one oxygen atom into the water molecule, it changes into the hydrogen peroxide. So as the composition is changed, its chemical properties also change. And the next is that is the classification of the matter. What is the matter? We discuss it. Mixture क्या होता है, substance क्या होता है, we also discuss this. Mixtures and the substance, element and the compound is a long course and is our next topics, and we discussed it inshallah in the next lecture. So do your assignments and learn it and practice it. Allah Hafiz. Thank you.